What's going on, guys? The way this world is today, I don't know if this movie that I'm going to talk about could have even came out if it was being made today. I just don't think the context would work in today's society, in this crazy world we live in. For today's review, thanks to Jason Smith over at Sinister Cinema Reviews, I wanted to dive into the Maniac cop franchise. So today I'm going to be reviewing 1988's Maniac Cop. Let's arrest this one. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, you might as well go ahead and click that subscribe, ring the bell. Definitely like and share this video, because I'm trying to get all this beautiful, mediocre content out to the world. And you guys may notice, I ain't wearing a hat today. I figured, what the hell? Let's do one without it and see how it goes. I don't know if I'm feeling it, but we're going to dive into this review anyway. Like I said, today I'm reviewing Maniac Cop from 1988. This actually stars horror veterans Tom Atkins, the ladies' man himself, Bruce Campbell from the Evil Dead franchise, and also stars Richard Roundtree. This is another corny 80s slasher movie, but it got big names attached to it. So you're expecting big things, and do you think they delivered? I'm gonna let you know right now. This movie is based around a former cop, Matt Cordell, who was wrongfully accused of, overusing his power, police brutality, and he was about to uncover some corruption in City Hall. So the mayor and those people over there had him taken out, had him arrested, and sent to prison, where obviously being a cop, that does not go over too well. He got jumped in the shower. I mean, he was kicking ass for a while in that shower scene. He was beating the shit out of all them motherfuckers. But when push comes to shove, there was just too many of them. Stabbed him and then sliced up his face with a knife and left him there to die. So you're like, this guy ain't in the rest of this movie, so it gotta be somebody seeking revenge. You would be wrong, my friends. For some reason, Cordell wanted to be placed in regular population because they were gonna obviously keep him separate from the rest of the criminals that were in jail. But being the tough guy that he wanted to be placed in regular confinement, so that's what happens when you're a cop in jail, unfortunately. Tom Atkins in this movie, he plays Lieutenant McCrae. He's investigating the case to find out who's killing all these people over town. Like, he's killing anybody, random people, criminals, whatever. A lady was about to be, I guess, robbed or raped or whatever by these two Puerto Rican guys that she knew they were Puerto Rican, because that's, you just really know. You can just tell, be like, hey, that dude's Puerto Rican. But she's very smart, I guess. But she was running, she escaped from them. She found the Maniac Cop thinking he was going to help. But nope, he killed her. And at the beginning of this movie, you're like, what? This cop is just a random cop just killing anybody? Obviously, the story tells more as it goes along. For me, I thought the Maniac Cop himself reminded me a lot of Michael Myers. He didn't speak. He's kind of stalked. He was like in the shadows. It just had a Michael Myers vibe just with the cop uniform, to be honest. You could probably interchange. You could probably put Michael Myers in the role and it would have worked just as well. It's just had that kind of feel to it. I heard he does talk in the sequels. I didn't get to those yet, but as of now, you got a Michael Myers vibe, and of course, being a Halloween guy, I'm digging it. So Tom Atkins' character, he's the usual. For some reason, he's always a ladies' man. I mean, he looks old as dirt, but he's still pulling that young tail somehow. He's another sleazy ladies' man like he always plays. That's just what Tom Atkins does. And we love him for it. So he's investigating, interviewing all these people, just trying to find out who exactly is doing the killings. However, as the movie goes along, he disappears. I don't know where he went. But he's just not in the movie. Like, they don't focus on him after a certain point. It switches over primarily to Bruce Campbell's movie, who plays Jack. They accused him of doing these murders. So they imprison him because they think he's the one killing all these people and he's the maniac cop. However, he did none of it. The only thing he did wrong was have an affair on his wife. That was it. With another police officer who they team up the rest of the movie and try to find Matt Cordell and try to take him out, because while he's out there, nobody's safe. Everybody's in danger because he's killing anybody and everyone. Not sure if he has supernatural powers or not. At some points, he seems really super strong, more than a normal human, but other parts, it just seems like a regular dude. They didn't really go into too much detail elaborating on the character like that. For me, I just think, at this point, I think he's a regular dude, but I'm assuming as this series goes on, it's going to be more supernatural feeling. The girl cop he's dating, Mallory, and her and Jack, they go to the medical examiner who was there whenever they brought in Matt Cordell after they thought he was dead. The medical examiner found out that Matt Cordell still had signs of life, so he released him to another cop there named Sally. They figured he was brain dead, so she was just going to take care of him. They would be mistaken. Obviously, he was not brain dead. He's fully back to life and fully out there killing, seeking revenge for the ones who've wronged him. I don't blame the guy. They had him set up to be killed. What would you do? You gotta ask yourself that. They threw him in prison for nothing, just because he was gonna uncover corruption. He was doing the right thing and got punished for it by crooked people. He was just coming back for revenge. The deaths in this movie, nothing really to write home about for me. One death I did like was the concrete one. It was the fresh concrete. He held the person's head inside the concrete and then it hardened up around his face. So there was no blood, no gore, but he drowned the dude in concrete. And then they had to jackhammer and hammer, obviously, the dude out of the concrete to get him out. It's kind of like Jason X with the cryo, if they would have left the head frozen. It's kind of a different take on that, but instead they used cement. I just thought that was a very unique kill that I don't think I've ever seen before. The other ones are pretty much just stabbings and chokes and strangulations. Nothing to write home about. The kills are not what make this movie for me. Finally they get to the end. Jack escapes custody. Him and Mallory are trying to stop the maniac cop. There's a big long chase scene which kind of, for being a slasher, to me it feels like it doesn't fit in as well. But it's not terrible at all. It's more like an action movie ending, to be honest. Jack and the maniac cop are fighting down the road and driving around all these piers and whatnot, and then it crashes into the ocean. Jack, you see swimming away, he gets out, but the maniac cop, you're not sure. They don't think he could have survived. They think he's dead. They zoom down to the pier and you see the hand coming up, reaching on the pier. I mean, come on, he just crashed into the ocean. You knew he was going to come back. And then the ending scene, I'm not sure if this is in all the versions or like just some kind of like unrated cut of the film or whatnot. They go back to the mayor's office and he's sitting there drinking because he thinks it's all over, and then they zoom over to the curtain and you see the feet underneath the curtain, and the curtain opens and out walks obviously Matt Cordell. They don't show his face or body, and they don't show the kill. You just hear the mayor screaming. So you're assuming obviously it's Matt Cordell. He's back. He did not die. And he's here to do some more maniac cop things. What else do you want from a cheesy 80s movie? Maniac cop. Killing people in your neighborhood. You think here to protect and serve. They're here to protect and slaughter. Now, like I said, this movie probably wouldn't work today coming out. Cops are not people's #1 fans these days. But back then, it was cheesy goodness. People were not offended by it at all. Just take it for what it was. And I dug it. I'm going to be honest. I honestly went in blind. Didn't know anything about it. Never saw a trailer. Just saw Jason Smith's review and figured, what the hell. I'm going to check it out. If you guys have not checked out Sinister Cinema Reviews, go over there and check out Jason. His reviews are some of the most in-depth, original kind of reviews you're going to get. So definitely go over there and give him a sub if you have not. Hopefully soon I'll be getting him on the channel. I'd love to talk horror with him. But that's all I got for Maniac Cop, guys. I'm going to continue this series and jump into Maniac Cop 2. And that review should be up soon as well, so keep your eyes open for that. And as December comes in here, my content's probably going to drop off for a while because of work. I'll be super busy. But I'll be back, I promise. So definitely hit that like, hit that subscribe. Share the goodness of the mediocrity that I am providing you. And definitely watch out for cops out there and have a scary day.